Welcome to Fragmented Pixels. I'm going to analyze Hwoarang's look in Tekken 8. If you're interested in this stuff, be sure to share and subscribe. Now, Hwoarang's Tekken 8 look is clearly a casual take on the Tekken 3 and Tekken 4 toe box. However, it has a more punk, deconstructed and customized edge to it. It's also a blend of his taekwondo outfit and his biker look, but this time it's not over-designed, like his Tekken 7 look. In my last video, I briefly touched upon it, so if you're interested in my ranking of Hwoarang's looks, click the card in the top right corner. To my surprise, this design was actually done by someone outside of the camp and was designed by Hiroaki. The design has this color motif of orange, black, blue and white, and it's a recurring theme in this design. The shoes also follow this since there are black and orange accents, especially on the soles of the shoes. The Dobok has a lot of things going on in regards to decals, tags, embossing on the outfit and some other interesting aspects in this design. On the front, now instead of it being a cut sleeve, it's now at shoulder length and the sleeves are now rolled up. It's still a V-neck taken from Tekken 4, but it's a black outline, and within that you see the Blood Talon tags, both on the front and on the back, which I'll get into a bit later. Within that, you see stitched claw marks on the left, and it's yellow, and I'm pretty sure that's to resemble the whole Talon, Blood Talon, Hawk kind of imagery. It's also a nod to his Tekken 3 look because the Hangul character, Mek, is stitched on the front left as a small character and on the back of the design. Now, Mek is a character in Korean that has numerous meanings. Now, disclaimer, I can only read Korean. Based on what I've researched on this character, Mek, it is a Sino-Korean word. So it is based on Chinese characters. In this context, as seen on the design on the shoulders, it's translated as vein. To go further, this character also means pulse, and it's a reference to blood, and by extension, the character can also mean energy and flow. This character is also used as a prefix or suffix in regards to certain Korean terms, one of them being Jongmek, that means vain, and there was megilnotta, which means to be absent-minded. But context is key here, and again, if I butchered any Korean phrases here, I am so sorry. On the back of the Dobok, we have the hunting hawk emblazoned on the back, and it's embossed in white, but it's on the top back section, which I thought was pretty cool. This design, of course, references his South Korean heritage, and Doboks generally do that at times. But in the context of this design, it references the South Korean flag. Now, the Taeguk is the yin and yang seen on the flag, and it has numerous meanings and is based on flow and energy and balance and other factors that you can look into. It is shown behind the Mek character that you see on the design. The Taeguk has a slight orange tinge instead of red to match the color motif that I've mentioned earlier. Around that, actually, there are these circular and rippled curves like warped sun rays. So I thought that was interesting. Outside of the entire design, there are these embossed wings or feathers around the Taeguk, referencing hawk wings back to the hunting hawk imagery, Blood Talon. You know the deal. As I said before, there is a tag that says Blood Talon in black letter script. So Gothic scripts that you'd associate with the old school era. There are these black and orange color accents behind this text. Overall, the Dobok has punk edginess to it because it takes the traditional Dobok design and adds a customizable edge with tags and certain accents like the claws, and it's not necessarily traditional, but it's taking something and making it their own, making it unique. A lot of things going on here, but it definitely references punk and has that punk element in regards to the fashion and the design. So very interesting stuff. This design is pretty rad. I mean, it would have been nice if the renders showed more of this design on the back because a lot is going on, guys, and I'm pretty sure there are people that do fan art. I want to really design this fully, but they can't really see the back of the design unless you see the gameplay footage. Hopefully Bamco can sort that out. Now the trousers are different for Hwoarang, finally. They could be tracksuits. On the side of each leg though, there is a gothic looking cross detail. I am not too familiar with biker culture, but they do have biker crosses, so it could be that, I'm not too sure. But it looks like it's referencing also his look from Tekken 5, because you can see crosses on his shoes and on the belts that he wears, numerous ones at that. Now, I'm not sure if that was the inspo for this design. It could be actually. It's an interesting detail to complement the dobok, the top half, which is quite punk and deconstructed and customized. The trousers are simple to the point, nothing over designed here. And that carries on into the gauntlets because they are now fingerless gloves, but they have orange and black accents to complement the entire color motifs of orange. It's color theory, really. Now his hair's tied back in a little bun, which I thought was quite cute. His look reminds me of Beck in this regard. It's such a different look for Hwoarang, and it seems to be a reference in regards to his hair color to his Tekken 4 design, where it has now a more auburn look to it. I think the only thing they could have done to improve upon this is make the roots of the hair black, of course. So how you see that Tekken 4 render over here, I think that detail would have been a bit better to add with the hair, but other than that, I like it. Overall, this design, this has been something I've been waiting for quite a long time, because Hwoarang, he has had such over-designed looks or things that just didn't really mesh well together, because I was thinking, okay, he's a motorbiker, but you'd think that those elements would be in the design, but then they decided to, after 3, keep the cowboy boots and the arse's chaps. At first it's like cool, but then they kind of got a bit too carried away and he looked more like a cowboy than a biker. I hate to be that guy, but if you look at this Tekken 6 render of Jin Kazama, I would have thought his design would have taken elements from that biker aesthetic. Jin is a biker, as seen in Tekken 3, as seen in Tekken 6, in the Bloodline Rebellion opening, and now in Tekken 8, and his outfit accentuates that biker aesthetic. I would have thought they would have gone in that direction, but they just didn't, and I'm not too sure why. I know that there are people that don't like change, that don't like this outfit, but in my opinion, it's pretty much Hwoarang's bag. Like the whole DIY, motorbiker, kind of rebellious, edgy flair that Hwoarang has had. I love it, it's great. Shouts to Hiroaki for designing this look. Alright guys, and that was my analysis, my deciphering of this design. And of course it was a bit of a grower. At first I was like, but then I really looked into the design, I really looked into what it was, and I actually like this design. It's the best he's had in a while now. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, analysis, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can catch up on my latest videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.